Hey everyone, so I just wanted to let you know at the beginning of this video that the audio is a little bit messed up and I don't really know how to fix it, but it is fixed as of now in my recordings, and so I don't know where all the tinny nature of this episode comes from. I it is fixed though, uh, and at least the video I just recorded. So that's that. Sorry about the weird audio stuff in this one. Okay, so after doing all of that and clearing out the first level of the gladiator hunting log, we are actually just about to hit level 10, which, to be honest, I thought I was going to get a lot less than that. I don't know why I'm eating a stick of meat for this steak. For a split second I thought I was eating soup like that. I was like, huh. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be the good soul Momodi advised me to expect? I am Papa Sean, station master at this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I truly am no more than a tired old Lalafell passing his final years in quiet and solitude. 12 know that there have been plenty of both of these last 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet now two old dons work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brow and the love of our home, we have rebuilt Old Da into the grandeur and majesty you see today. The railways, which run through this dispatch yard too, were born of the noble efforts of a great many souls. But there is still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Ul'dah needs the aid of you and your brother and friend. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited for one of your ability. I'm gonna want this one. I was thinking about getting the bronze pieces because I could just buy my own, but since they're offering it and I don't have a better alternative, I might as well just grab this. There we go. I could have just dragged this over here. Shield bash, there we go. Yeah. So, Shield Bash as a stunning attack. We might actually just put it over there at E, so I just have it as quick access. Station Master Papa Sean has a simple task for a fledgling adventurer. Since you come all this way, perhaps you could perform an errand for me. It just so happens a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area, a dispatch to the dispatch yard, as it were. They have long been away from the shade of the feather beds of the city. The hot days and cold nights can play hells on the mind and body out here. It isn't much, but go and give them these twilight pretzels, would you? I find comfort food always helps when I feel like killing myself. Okay, so we got a few things now that we hit level 10. We now have unlocked our gauge. Every job has a gauge that shows certain things, and since we're playing a tank, we can activate our tanking stance, which I will usually just put right here, and something on the gauge will now light up, and that means that we are passively gaining enmity from the enemies around us. So whenever we hit an enemy or do anything, it will grant us bonus enmity from even having that up. Oh, while we're at it, there we go. And then I'm gonna be weird about that and then move this down here so it's out of the way. Okay, we have to go around and give these pretzels to all three of these guys. Western front clear, eastern front clear. A traditional Dunes folk bread twisted into the shape of a knot and sprinkled generously with a coarse ground salt before baking into a perfect brown resembling twilight in Thailand. For me, from Papa Sean, a Twilight Pretzel, my favorite. How did he know? Can't fight on an empty stomach. Can't fight on an empty stomach now, can I? Actually, I can't fight on any stomach, I suppose. You could say I have no stomach for fighting. It's actually closer. I guess it's the one up on the ridge. Can I even get there from here? I think I can? No, I think I have to actually go all the way around. Yeah. Gonna have to go all the way around on this one. But one of the things I'm actually really glad that I did that hunting log with is that now when we encounter like harder enemies, we could just passively pick them up. Because right now all of these like really minor enemies are basically not worth our time. Halt, madam. I'm gonna have to ask you to put the pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your head. That would probably make it dirty, so how about I just give this to you? State your name and business. A Twilight Pretzel from Papa Sean. By the gods, forgive me. You could say I'm new to this post and my nerves are in a twist. I'm terribly sorry for that. Yes. Well, you may rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe so as long as I stand watch. Please give Papa Sean my thanks, and tell him that I only wish that I could repay the favor. Okay. Oh yeah, I also picked up a shield. It's one of the reasons why I'm even able to do the shield bash. Of course, like, if you have no shield, there is no shield to bash. So, it actually makes sense that I, like, used a little bit of the money that we did have to procure that shield, even though it's not going to be too much, and I could have gotten a better shield with more money. We're kind of running on empty when it comes to the cash right now, and we're going to probably be running on empty until we hit about level 15, to be honest. 12, forgive me. Oh. 12, save me. Scorching days, freezing nights, this post will be the end of me. A Twilight Pretzel, don't mind if I do. Ah, now that's a refreshing goddamn pretzel. Pretzel. I feel reborn. Neat. Well, I'm always glad to help. So, because I always feel like talking about what I'm eating, so apparently I picked the worst time to make ramen because we were completely out of bowls. They were all sitting in the dishwasher. So I was forced to use a casserole dish, and that was an interesting experience. You've returned with a deal fewer pretzels, I see. Tell me, how fair are Sultansworn sentries? Did they have anything to report? Anything at all? Nothing. Are you sure? Oh. Oh dear. Take this for your troubles and stay a moment. There could be more I could ask of you. Better sword, I guess? Blue, I have just this moment. No. The time for concealment has passed. The truth is, even before I had to deliver those pretzels, I was privy to some most unsettling news. Which is the real reason I sent you to meet those Sultansworn. Papa Sean is in dire need of your assistance. A young noblewoman from a very prestigious family has run away from home, and I have been ordered to see her safe return. The Sultansworn you met earlier are assisting me with the search. Alas, it seems that they have found no trace of her. I apologize for not being frank with you from the start, but we must proceed with caution. Should word of her disappearance spread, I fear others with less honorable motives may join the hunt. And should we allow her to come to any harm, not even 100 beheadings would be punishment enough. That cannot happen, Blue. It must not. I need you to help me find her. Okay. Praise the 12, I knew I could count on you. I've instructed the others to expand the search, but Thandalin is vast and there are only so many of us. The young noblewoman's name is Lady Lilira. I want you to go south and look for her in the vicinity of the Sultantree. Good luck. Okay. All I could think of is the one meme of it's like it's gonna take some diligent search to find her. So I immediately opened up my map and went straight to her location. I don't know why, but like there were some really funny moments in I'll just set that right there. There were some funny moments in MMOs and sometimes RPGs where it's just like, man, we can't find her, and then you just pull up the map and it's like she's right there. It's like, I don't know how you missed this. It's just something so funny about the format of playing a game in. You know, we now have a different sword. Neat. Okay. This is the first time actually encountering this type of spot, so it usually means that when these are around, that we're going to be pulled into an instanced duty, which basically means a set box for us to have a bunch of enemies like come at us and then like we fight them off. Oh, Sultantree. You are about to enter an instance battle. Yeah, I just mentioned. Special instances. Here we go.
Oh, Sultantree, hallowed spirit of my line, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear. Show yourself.
Hi. I'm here. Oh, hey.
As you command, O Lilira. Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
I don't recall requesting an escort. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us. And I'd prefer not to join them, if it's all the same to you. Ah, you must be the one that Papa Shan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge. You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person. Alas, the station master will have to wait. Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's way. As for you, dear friend, for Lilira's sake, please stay in harm's way.
Okay. I think I forgot to mention this, but whenever we go into these type of things, we actually get leveled down. So we actually lost the ability to do shield bash, And we also lost our ability to gain enmity from an attack. Which is fine, considering that this sort of event is actually designed that he is tanking for us. It's one of the few times in which this character is actually using his gladiator stance, because this guy's a rogue normally, but in the 1.0 version of the game he was a gladiator because there wasn't a rogue. So it actually is kind of funny to see him doing normal tank stance type stuff. But he's still, like, throwing daggers and stuff. It's really funny. So I keep checking over there to see when new enemies will show up. And I can't actually, like, drag him away into a different direction. So, Handsome Stranger over here, first name Handsome, will, get bonus on his attack. There you go. I used my auto attack to kind of do a little bit extra damage right there. Which, again, auto attack, oftentimes actually is really useful when just the attack pattern is just a little too slow for melee characters.
Whew.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal Bearer. I am Heidelin, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness, dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Ah, coming around now.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
The void sent? Here? But how?
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits. Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream. No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no doubt. Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal. But of course, this changes everything. Oh, just thinking aloud? At any rate, we haven't a moment to spare. I must return and report this at once. I leave Lady Lilira in your capable hands.
How dare you pass me about like a swaddled babe? I shall return and tell them myself.
As you wish, your impetuousness. I suspect we shall meet again before long. Until then, do try and stay awake.
Considering when this game came out, I still had a narcolepsy problem. That is quite funny. Yeah. It's a good thing I had it on event because I completely forgot to bring this back up at some point. My quest to make things cinematic while also, blocking chat. I might actually just keep it on event, like, eternally. But, have my character in the corner. Either way. Because because I do need to, like, see certain things over there, like... Oh, hey, we made it. Thank the gods you've returned. You had us all so worried. You do realize what would happen if a person of your noble stature, were to be injured or worse? Why, Her Grace the Sultana would be beside herself with grief, and so would her subjects, I dare say. They would be weeping in the streets. But I have already given you cause to weep, Papa Shan. You and the people of Ul'dah. Please, you're not to say such things. We will find it, I swear to you. It's not my place to make demands, my lady, but I beg you, please stay out of harm's way. I apologize for causing you undue worry, Papa Shan. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in the future. This is probably not going to be the last time she travels unescorted, I believe. I cannot thank you enough, Blue. I understand that you have fought bravely to protect Lady Lilira from void-sent fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve the riches of the royal vault. Alas, a small token of my gratitude is the best I can offer. A sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder. I see you met Thancred. He's a scholar who spends his days investigating oddities in the ether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking, but perfectly harmless. As for you, Blue, you're just the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show the same kindness to the people of Danelin as you did to us today. Yeah. Okay. Now, I kind of realized... Okay, this is... I'm trying to think, logistically, since... Yeah, a few. We'll probably run into them. Oh well. What's probably gonna happen is that, we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff outside of the city. And when we are asked to go back to the city, then we will do the rest of our role quests. CC Doa needs a reliable adventurer to deliver a gift to the coffer and coffin. Oh, cool, more marmot steak. You're an adventurer, yes? If you're not otherwise occupied, I have a favor to ask. I've resolved to pay a debt of gratitude which I owe to the owner of the coffer and coffin. For this purpose, I have purchased from the royal plantations a prodigiously plump pumpkin, a particularly popular piece of produce. Alas, I cannot part this place to procure and proffer the pumpkin. You see, the scheduled shipment from the Nanawa mines, for which I wait, is late. I would prevail you to pick up the pumpkin in my stead and see it safely to the coffer and coffin. Present this receipt to purchase to Gagari at the royal plantations, and she will yield it to you. I apologize for asking you to attend to this time-consuming task, but I truly appreciate your assistance. Yeah. You could tell the localizers have a thing for alliteration. If CC Doa doesn't come calling soon, this spectacular specimen shall sadly be past its prime. In exchange this slip at the royal plantations for one ripe pumpkin. Oh, so you're to deliver this decadent delight? I can say this with confidence that any gourmand would be grateful for such a grand gift. Here's the pumpkin. I hope it meets with Roger's approval. Fresh produce is somewhat scarce in these parts, and as such we're always deluged with demand. You know the way to the coffer and coffin, right? It's beyond the bridge to the northwest. Look for a place where the local laborers lounge. Thanks. It is believed that after eating pumpkin for the first time, the Sultana fell in love with its nutty flavor and ordered her royal plantations to only grow this vegetable. Cool. Oh, it literally just popped up as we went by. I was wondering. So this is a fate. I had to avoid doing a few of them as we were, like, out and about to try to get the most, comprehensive, like, look at everything. But yeah, the way that fates work is that they are tiny missions that are sporadic and just show up as needed. So effectively what we have to do is, the quest will basically tell us what to do here. And then we find the people with the purple symbol above their heads, take them out, and then we're effectively done. It's rather simple, but at the same time, there are several of them that go on for a while, and have like multiple parts to it. So every once in a while, it's nice to help people out who are attempting yeah. It's always nice to kind of just help people out if it looks like that they are attempting to do the fate. Yeah, we get a reward of some experience and a tiny little bit of money, but it's usually not enough to actually cover costs of like stopping what you're doing to do that. Level 7 one down there. And we could do that really quickly, but I kind of want to just keep going. Okay, here we are. Oddly enough, we actually come back here for a few quests, and it's actually kind of interesting, the ones that are located here. Drink for your lassie? You won't get better ale or spirits for your coin than at me place. Here is your plantation pumpkin. What's that? Cici asked ye to bring this here to me? Ha, even that foul-mouthed drunk knows the meaning of remorse. Reckon this for your time I carried his drink-sodden arse back home. But hells, to be honest, an honest-to-God pumpkin for the royal plantations. I can't wait to see what the cooks will do with her. The lads here scoff down beastly amounts of meat, and it's starting to tell on their health. It'll be good to get more vegetables in their bellies, assuming I can get the stubborn bastards to try something new. Thanks for your help, lassie. Thanks. Roger hears all sorts of information in his line of work, some of which may be useful to you. Word is, Blackbrush Station is solely undermanned. The stone torches there can't get a moment's peace. Bloke by the name of Warren is hoping to bolster their numbers for a short-term assignment or two. If you fancy putting a few extra gil in your pocket, you could do a lot worse. Oh, and now they're telling me to, it's like, you do know how gear works, correctly? It's like, yes. Yes, I'm aware of how gear works. So the thing that I kind of messed up in one of my recordings, which is one of the reasons why I redid all this, is that they're about to give me a chest piece that is higher than anything I could buy right here. Oh, hey, a chocobo keep. I might as well show this off. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Don't tell me. This is your first visit to the stop. I shall update my register with your name, so that you may access this location in the future. So, the way that these work is that you talk to this person, and for a small fee, you basically can get one of these majestic steeds, and they will fly you to a location so you don't have to touch your keyboard for a bit. one, it's faster than just walking there. Two, if you don't have a mount of your own, they're rather useful. And considering that we can't get our first mount until level 30, I believe, it's gonna take a bit. Looking for work, perchance? If so, you couldn't have come at a better time. We stone torches are sellswords hired by Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern to protect its interests. Our primary duty here is to keep track of pests, and it is for this purpose that we require your aid. I should point out, however, that it can be messy work and liable to get messier still if you're ill-prepared. A single piece of gear can mean the difference between life and death. I will not have it on my conscience that I send an ill-equipped adventurer to an untimely demise. See it to me that your arms and armor are in order. When you are ready, present yourself to me again. Equip enough gear to reach item level 5 or above before returning to speak to him. Yeah. So we are currently at level 5, and that's because we actually put the shield on and updated our sword and feet. But the thing we need is we need something for our head. Should actually probably tune to this aetheryte while we're here. There we go. And now we've learned teleport, which I will also put down there. Boop. And there we go. Kind of a weird hat at this time, but it's okay. Are you ready for inspection? Good. Everything appears to be in order. Yet know that naught is guaranteed in this world. Fate is a fickle mistress after all. At any rate, capable adventurers like you are few and far in between, and I would not have you throw your life away. I have had to bury too many comrades who brushed aside cracks in their hauberks and dints in their helm. No matter what you face, do not disregard the importance of your gear. And then we can just grab this. Okay. All we have to do is just basically update the arms, and we should be good. We could technically... Well, we could sell that, and we could sell that. I don't want to sell the starting gear, because we're going to be doing something with that in a bit. So we need to get, we need to get 200, gil again. And the easiest way to do that... Oh, wait. So is our home point for right now? Just in case anything happens if we just have to teleport back here. Hey, new sword. Waren has worked for an adventurer willing to exterminate the goblins attacking ore wagons. I think we're actually going to get the bronze piece right here instead, because we can just get a sword again from when we do the, we could do the stuff at the guild. Let's get to it then, shall we? Ore wagons pass through the station every day, but not without incident. Wagons coming and going for the dispatch yard to the south must pass through a tunnel by Fesca's watch. A tunnel which some genius saw fit to put an ore storehouse, creating an ideal location for a goblin nest. And now the ore-loving beasts have taken up residence in a tunnel we dug. We're practically delivering meals to their doorsteps. But no more. Inside the tunnel in question, you'll find a narrow fissure where the goblins hide. Use the silver ore cluster to lure out the creatures and slay them. And only now they're giving me a tutorial about quest items. Even though we were forced to do something with quest items before. So when I originally did this series, I had actually timed it semi-perfectly. That when I did the class quest that involved coming over here, I was basically doing both quests at the same time in this area. And I actually felt really glad about that, to be honest. So there. Goblins are one of the really interesting creatures of this game, because effectively they are these creatures that that basically make nests inside of like crystal clusters. So they basically, whenever they grow up, they just attach everything to them, and then they also eat crystals to like gain more, I think. So whenever there's like an ore depository, usually some goblins will be nearby, and they're usually named after what they've been eating. Well done. It shan't be easy work to keep the tunnel free from goblins, but our wagons should be able to go unmolested for a time. Disruptions to ore shipments threaten not only the interests of Almagina and Sons mineral concern, but of Ul'dah itself. One likened these trains and tracks to the veins that bear our nation's lifeblood. If only we had more women like you to lend a hand. Can I grab the money? We have just enough to actually get these, so I'm gonna forego having slightly better stats for now, to actually just have something that's not the starting armor. Okay. So all of our starting armor has now been removed. Cool. And now we look kind of dumb. But that's okay, because MMOs are often like that. When you're leveling, you will oftentimes have just mismatched armor that always kind of looks weird because you weren't the one that put red dye on this helmet. But hey, it's fine. Zuzumeta wishes to share with you a most amazing rumor. The altruistic adventurer, I was hoping we'd bump into each other. Why? Because the most fascinating piece of news recently has reached my ears, and I'm eager to share it. May I? Rumor has it that there's a vast untapped vein of ore beneath the ruins of Sildil. But that's not all. Inconceivably, the concern appears to be entirely ignorant of its existence. Even as we speak, a young upstart, a self-made merchant from Stone's Throw of all places, is moving to claim it. The fellow's name is Whiston, and he's a very, very ambitious young man. Not only does he intend to secure exclusive excavation rights, but they say his master plan is to use his new fortune to curry favor with the Sicarium. Of course, the thaumaturges only consider the opinion of the most wealthy when drafting new laws in Ul'dah. If you would have your voice heard, you must be prepared to pay a sultan's ransom. One voice is invariably heard belongs to Lord Lolorito. He has long lavished gil upon the thaumaturges, and some claim that he devises new laws with the express intention of ruining the competitors while protecting his own interests. Suffice it to say, if Whiston thinks he can compete with the likes of the Syndicate, he is in for a rude awakening, but that eventuality may yet be a little ways off, for the present. He is moving ahead with his plans and assembling a team to survey the site. I am told he's at the Coffer and Coffin right now, recruiting able-bodied adventurers to escort his proprietors. Wayron said that you were looking for work. Mayhap you should meet Whiston and volunteer for this expedition. Cool. Man, games that make you feel like that you're actually part of like an army. There were definitely some parts that when you're surrounded by players doing fates and NPCs doing the same thing. There we go. The reason why I would rather have low blow than a shield bash is that, to be completely honest with you, actually, I should actually just keep those that, since shield bash has a lower recast time. But if I remember correctly, the way that low blow works is that it is not on global cooldown. So let me see if I can actually show this. Yeah, so I could just use this while I'm in between attacks. It's the downside of it having the higher, not respawn cost, higher recast timer, is that while Shield Bash has a lower timer, this one could be used in between of attacks, so it's just fundamentally better of an item. So I'm like actually kind of really paranoid about making sure that I have stuff that I can sell. Come to join? Sorry, but you're too late. Some brass blades looking for extra coin volunteered, and the team's already en route to the ruins. But look, I know it's not easy to find work these days, so if you're interested, there is something you could do for me. There are these children outside, little ones from Stone's Throw. I look after them when they have time to spare, so they've taken to following me around when I tell them not to. But what with overseeing the search for this vein, I barely have a chance to visit the privy at the moment, much less entertain younglings. Can you give them these ginger cookies to convince them to go home for me? Yeah, sure. Oh hey, they're suddenly here. Starveling child. I like playing with Whiston. He makes sure no one bullies us. Straight from the good Whiston's pocket, don't mind the lint. Whiston's worried about us? Oh, I don't want to make him worried. I'm a good girl, I'll go home. I ain't going nowhere, missus. I'm too hungry to move. Besides, so you'll have to carry me. Here's this cookie, I'm gonna shove it down your mouth. A cookie? Well, if Whiston really wants me to go home, then alright, but I want to next time. Man, those birds outside are really loud. They're just yelling at each other. But Whiston says always plays with us. Why won't he come out and play? Wow, a ginger cookie. I'll save some for my brother. I know, I'll go home and eat it with him. Whiston's kind to us. I like him. This for me? I want to eat it, but then again, I don't, because then it'd be gone. Tell Whiston thanks, and tell him I'm sorry for getting in his way. Okay, that should be enough time to load things. Thank you, adventurer. I only wish I could do more. Stone's Throw is no place for a child. Not that my childhood was much happier, never enough food to go around, nor work to earn it, but no shortage of contempt from the great and the good. I remember thinking, things could only get better, yet now, after the calamity and everything else, for us refugees to be forced to live outside the gates like bloody beastmen is a disgrace. They say with enough money you can change the laws here, so I'm gonna make a fortune and do just that. I'll buy the excavation rights and start my own mining business, and I'll give my fellow refugees the work they're crying out for and then pay them fairly. The mining companies have profited from our suffering for too long, but in their hubris they have grown complacent, presenting us with a golden opportunity. And we will take it, adventurer. We will claim our dignity, and with it our place within those walls. We found her. We found the vein, Whiston. You must come and see. Already? Amazing. We'll leave at once. You should join me, my friend. Come bear witness to history in the making. Yeah, let's just say, Considering the vibe that things have been giving us as of late, I fear for this man's safety. One thing though, that I was thinking the last time I recorded this, and now I have an opportunity to basically say it now that it's on my mind again. Why didn't he just join the Miners Guild? You know, the oddly simple. Why didn't he actually like go inside the city, like try to join one of the guilds to try to make money that way? Like, they even talk about how like a member of the Gladiators Guild eventually like became cool enough and won enough that he bought his freedom with the earnings. So it's like, why didn't he like go for a guild? I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. That person has a red chocobo over there. Uh-oh. Balls, son. A vein of ore in the middle of a ruined, bloody city? Goddamn idiot. What did you think was gonna happen? That you'd strike it rich and get cozy with the Order while the Masters of Uldal looked on? No one crosses the Syndicate. The Syndicate? Finally sunk in, has it? Well, look at this. Not all your friends have deserted ye, it seems. Lucky boy. Now you won't have to die alone. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. Who's that spouting gibberish? Show yourself. That ain't part of the plan. Bloody hells, does Lord Lolorito mean to kill us too? Give me a hog. Okay. Yeah, so I could probably show this in action. Yeah. Putting my interrupt spells on a on E is actually really helpful. Just saying. That was... I had just enough time to actually pull that off. I'm surprised. No, I don't think I ever noticed the giant iron spike coming out of their back on that model. That golem could be vanquished. That woman is no ordinary adventurer. Oh, I guess they're gone. Yeah, I don't know if I want to keep my character up during cutscenes or not. I'm actually going to just keep it up from now on. So I don't have to, like, reach over, click on it. The game, like, then goes, like, 5 frames per second, and then I have to click back, and then I could miss dialogue. Damn, since I missed all the fun. I see you didn't need my help this time. Just trying to figure out what pinged me. Huh. I would compose a ballad in your honor, but I fear no words would Do you justice. The songstress of old the songstress is? Songstress of old herself could not rival your beauty. Oh, stop it. I have oft heard that a blossom's beauty can move a man to love and long, but I never truly believed it until you met you two desert roses. I heard they attacked another caravan. Aye, and business is suffering for it. Bloody Amaja, what stirred them up, do you reckon? Another raid. I'll wager that caravan was carrying crystals, much like the last. If they truly mean to summon a primal, we must act quickly. Are you coming, love? You wouldn't want to keep a girl waiting, would you? Perish the thought. So tell me, where in this marvelous city might you two lovely ladies be staying? You know, I just find it funny that one of the few remaining pieces of mo-capped animation is Thangrid with his arms wrapped around those two ladies. It's one of the funniest things in the world to kind of see. It's like, oh hey, that's a little weird. At this rate, grain will soon be more precious than gold. A result of the uncommonly bad harvest, to be sure. And we have you to thank for them, do we not? Aye, this weakening of the etheric flow must surely be linked to Dalamud's descent. And of course, to the primals. Fine mess, but we must not lose hope. Louis Waugh would know what to do. We need to only trust his judgment. Truly a marvel of Charlian ingenuity, as if I could reach out and touch ether. Time to focus. No more gallivanting about like before. The Scions are counting on you. Have faith. Just have faith you could do this. This disturbance is recent. The Sultantree. Maybe Papa Sean will know something about it. Looks like they gave you quite a thrashing. Can you walk? It's me. I was late. Our person of interest had already quit the scene. The general, well, I shall be there or not. My colleagues went to great lengths to provide me with the means to detect etheric disturbances, but every time I find one, you seem to be in the middle of all of it. I'm starting to wonder if it just might not be simpler just to follow you around. Sadly, I have business elsewhere. Tread softly, my friend. The carefully laid trap you dismantled was clearly sanctioned by Lord Lolorito. I heard the Blades mention him as they fled. Believe me when I tell you that he is not a man to be trifled with. The Sultana's enemies grow bolder by the day, and I suspect that they have the support of outside forces. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, those bastards would surely have slaughtered us all. I would speak with you further, but it isn't safe for us to linger here. Find me at the Coffer and Coffin later. Until then, stay safe. I shall accompany Whiston and his men. They need protection, and I need more information. Ah, but where are my manners? I have yet to properly introduce myself. I am Thancred, a humble scholar surveying the flow of ether in Thanalin. It's an honor and a privilege to make your acquaintance. I hope, when next we meet, is under more auspicious circumstances. Farewell. Oh, wait a moment. It occurs to me that we may have... Never mind. Fare thee well. I was expecting a little ding from us having an updated thing, but it just never did. So yeah, I'm still trying to think of a good way to kind of say this without it sounding terribly off-putting. Let's just say. But I've always felt it kind of interesting that people don't like the beginning parts of the game, because even though it does have a lot of slow moments, and we're gonna get to an even like the biggest slow moment of the game, I feel like the starting stories of each of the towns really does have you get a feel of what the actual town is, what the actual like city is like, and it feels... Sorry, I was really confused as to if that was his hair or not. I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's like the beginning, like level 15 to level 15 story for each of the main cities is fine, but it really doesn't feel, you know, as like quick paced, because, you know, they're introducing a world. You know, it would... Imagine if the first Lord of the Rings film started with them already leaving the Shire. Like, it would feel weird. It was like no introduction to anything. They just leave the Shire within the first, like, 5 minutes. And the entire beginning of the first book in the series was this whole, like, building of the familiar, so that when you're away from it, you just remember the good times. You know, it's like having a slow start to something does not mean it's bad. It just means that it's not getting to the point fast enough. 12 bless you, my friend. You risked your life to save ours. Betrayed by my own guards. Gods, I wish I was a fool to trust those men. Lolorito owns the goddamn brass blades. I should have questioned their motives from the start. Even so, I could hardly have predicted that the wealthiest man in Ul'dah would have wanted me dead for the heinous crime of seeking to change the law. I'm just a merchant, for God's sakes. That ruthless bastard, and what of that monstrosity? Those were his own men. It beggars belief. Well, that's it. I'm finished. If I stay in Ul'dah any longer, I'm as good as dead. My associates, my friends, gods, even the children may not be safe if I don't disappear. And you? Gods damn it, if Lolorito learns of your involvement, you might be next. I'll speak to the others and make sure that your part stays secret. Beyond that, I don't know what to suggest. Maybe you should seek counsel of Miss Momodi. She's helped countless adventurers in her time. Mayhap she'll know what to do. Go quickly now, my friend. Lolorito's spies might be watching. I do find it kind of funny that, by technicality, he never paid us. One of the absolute funny things is that it's like, don't worry, your involvement will be minimized, and their method of minimizing it is to never pay us during his entire quest line. And it's like, huh, I guess we were involved. You know, do we have enough money? I was gonna show it off, but like, I don't think we have enough money. No, we actually do. I was gonna show off how that, the Chocobo Portal worked. Yeah, I don't have anything to sell, technically. So let's literally show how this works. So it's gonna take 1 minute, and it's gonna let us travel to the city. Yeah. It's literally just this. If you've been around the block when it comes to MMOs, me basically saying it's a, that it's a flight path would probably make some sense to a lot of you. And it literally is just that. It's like, we can also dismount it at any time. I'm probably not going to, because oh well. But one of the interesting things is effectively this is the only form of like moving around early game until you actually get a chocobo of your own, which will be very easy for us to do later, but we don't really have the means to do it right now. The first mount we can get is from the Grand Companies, and so we would have to save up quite a bit of point from buying a license from them. But that's okay, because we can now do this. We're actually at a level high enough that we don't really need to worry too much about leveling at all. It's actually quite funny, the predicament we're in. Settle down, Blue. You ain't got nothing to worry about. No one seems to know if you were at the ruins. Kristen, on the other hand, is now a pariah, and is about as welcome around here as a rabid wolf. Poor bugger. Suffice to say... It always feels weird to kind of word it like this. Suffice it to say. I don't know. That boy risked the wrath of the wrong man. Lord Lolorito, chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company, generous contributor to the Order of Nalthal, and member of the Syndicate. Didn't get where he is by leaving loose ends, that one. That's why he ain't above killing his own men. Hells, even if those blades knew what was coming, it's not like they could refuse to do their benefactor's bidding. Don't let this color your view of old Blue. It's true that there are some here that who ain't afraid to crack a few skulls to get them what they want, but most of them are decent folk, just trying to make ends meet. You know, a lot of people who you would call you a damn fool for risking your life to save a marked man. But I believe you did a good thing, Blue, and for that you have my respect. Listen, you have been through a lot lately. Why don't you rest a spell? I'll have the boys at the Hourglass set you up with a room. My treat. Just have a word with... Otopa Potopa. Whenever you feel like staying. Okay, now we could go to an inn. And when you've got your appetite for venturing back, consider taking on a guild leave or two. Got a lot of requests from locals looking to hire adventurers for various jobs. Be a good way for you to earn some extra gil. Eustace over there is continuing more about how the system works, so go and speak to him if you're interested. Okay. You have now access to the recommendations. which we do not look at all, to be honest. Okay. Is that our first? No, it's not our first achievement, but it is. We are racking up certain points. Like, I forget what the actual, like, achievement point, like limit is right now. So, Momodi, she has a quest for us. Oh, hey, new pants. We are going to decline doing that for right now, because we gotta do two things. One, I wanted to do a few blue quests, as well as actually doing this. So we're gonna be doing that.